And we are live, not live, but recording once again. Welcome everybody to episode 13? Lucky number 13?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, that just adds more context to what I was gonna talk about. Oh Jesus Christ. Oh my
Okay.
God. Let me let me start off. If I look like Robert Pattinson of Twilight fame, now soon to be Batman fame, he's a good actor. Okay, I'm just
He's a great
anyway. You
actor.
get the
Yeah.
point. Yeah. If I look fucked up, it's because my God, the past 24, 36 hours have just been wild. So. You know me, you guys have seen me yawn during the podcast. I don't mean to, but I don't sleep as well as it should be, meaning like I wake up too many times in the middle of the night and shit.
Yeah.
So this time, 5 in the morning, as I'm just getting some rest, two woodpeckers attacked outside my window at 5:45 in the morning, and they start pecking the fucking wall. And I
Perfect.
run out. I smack the window. They don't stop. I smack the window. I'm pissed. I'm smacking the fuck out of the window, and they don't stop. They're going ba ba ba, and it echoes too. And you're just like, hmm. So I run out, shoo them off. These pussies fly away, both of them. I go back in. I go to bed. They
I'm.
come
Yeah.
back, ba ba ba, and I run. I stomp outside. Boom boom. I'm just running out. Boom. I get out there. I'm like the cartoon character, pew! Like I just run out there and I shoo them off again. And the third time, wherever they were pecking, I just dumped water and it worked. This is the third
No,
time, okay?
good thinking.
So this happens. The roof, part of the roof got fucked up where I am, right outside my room. And so now someone comes in and they're just, because it's loud. You can't, I tried to rest while they were working on it. Not gonna happen. Bang, bang, for hours trying to fix the roof.
Yep.
And I'm not mad because the price was good to fix the roof, but it starts to fucking he doesn't put a tarp, so all the particles and stuff from the roof getting like
Yeah.
he had to put stuff apart and shit. All the particles are falling. Everything fell. A dead a dead wasp, and then like 20 black flies flew in from the hole because there was a hole in the house basically. So 20 black flies fly in, and now I'm dealing with those throughout the day. But let me go back to the fucking roof. Everything falls. Pieces of wood,
Yeah.
particles, whatever. Dead wasp, bugs, hummus, a fortune
Okay.
cookie. Everything is falling.
Yeah. Yeah. As it would. Yeah.
And now I have to vacuum and clean that, okay?
Sounds fun.
Not easy to vacuum and whatever.
Yeah.
Okay? Now what? What does Radicus try to do? He tries to put on his headphones that somebody graciously gave him, brand new, expensive Sony headphones. I put them on, they snap in half. Snap in half. And I look at it and I just go, "Oh my God, that just happened."
Oh boy.
So now I'm without headphones except the one on my computer, which like I would have to take with me and then bring it back and plug it in if I want to use headphones from now on. So that happens. Then I'm working with software throughout the day on this. It's like cannot find your files, even though it's like right there, and
Yeah.
I don't understand it. And I restart the computer, nothing. I had to tinker for an hour to fix it, an hour and a half. Okay, and I'm like, well, I'm a zombie, but I can look forward to something. Bulletproof matcha tea with like
Mm.
zero sugar cacao and butter, just to jack up my mind to get me like energized. I make it, and it was overhyped. And I'm sorry if whoever is watching, the one who told me the idea, it's not your fault. I'm just saying what it was like. It tasted like dick. I ain't never tasted a dick before. It
I
tasted awful, guys. Awful. Bitter. I just chugged it and I said to be
I
done with
I
it.
hope
But then see to it,
that doesn't give you a bad press of matcha because matcha is amazing.
it was like
It
the
was
good
the
quality organic Japanese matcha from
yeah.
Costco. Like good stuff. It was good stuff. And I followed the instructions to a T. I put everything, a little bit of stevia, because I'm a fat fuck. I'm trying to lose weight. So that fails, and it just tastes like garbage. And what saves the day, or the past like basically 2 days, what saves it is to be taking care of this little dog that is about 7 years old, and the owner couldn't take care of it anymore, and the dog got because she got very sick to say the least, and so this dog is 6.5, 7 years old, had to go through different homes, has separation anxiety issues, is a bit like if you, I was told by the owner, be careful
Yeah.
because the dog will bite you if you try to, like initially. And we kicked it off. This dog was a sweetheart both to me and my mom. And it was, it made my day way better to be able to like what I was warned about did not end up coming true. The dog was a total sweetheart. So taking care of that dog, babysitting, air quotes, for however many hours, it felt nice. Like the dog would sit between my legs and I would just pet it and it was okay with it. And the owner's like just shocked. He's like, "Wow, like that's a first." And that made my day. I was like, "You know what? Not so bad, but holy shit. What a fucking what a ride." Anyway, we got to talk about E3, but that's my disaster story on the 13th
Sounds like a
episode.
eventful day, to say the
Oh,
least.
oh yeah,
All
and
right,
it's the 13th episode, so how apropos, you know what I'm
perfect.
saying?
Hey,
Anyway, go ahead, man.
that's Taylor Swift's lucky number, so don't get ahead of yourself there, or we might have disputes.
Oh, I'm
Anyways,
like I'm like slow right now. I'm not getting anywhere.
all
This.
right, perfect. Keep you nice and dumb. That's how we like it. That's
Mm-hmm.
how the government likes it. All right,
Mm-mm.
this lengthy intro aside, thank you for sharing that story though. Um,
Yeah.
Talking about E3, pretty much this episode, starting off with, I think I made the right call not watching Ubisoft live because I don't have too much interest in what Ubisoft has to say, and my suspicion was pretty much confirmed when didn't look like they had much going on. They brought up some subscription service about I don't know, Rock Band or something, Rocksmith and Just Dance. That went about as well as you would expect.
What? Okay.
um, Mario Rabbids was the sequel that pretty much was the biggest thing. Um, Personally, I find Rabbids annoying as fuck, so I don't really care about this release.
Hey.
So, yeah, that's pretty much it for Ubisoft. Now, Sunday, Xbox and Bethesda. That was what I was looking forward to because that is the first time that the two big companies are going to be presenting together, and yeah, pretty much I think that was my favorite presentation of the entire E3. Um, do you have anything to say so far, or do I keep going on about Xbox?
Keep rolling, man. I'll
Keep
jump in
rolling.
whenever.
So
Yeah.
Xbox coming in and making full use of the fuck ton of studios that they've been buying for the past few years. Uh, Started out with Stalker 2, which was very surprising. I don't know if you're familiar with the first Stalker series. It's a very hardcore PC game. It's one of those games that don't translate well to consoles, you'd think. It's something like Counter-Strike, you know.
Yeah.
But surprisingly, it's a console exclusive, I guess, at least at launch. So that's good. It looks good. What was funny to me was people were comparing it to Metro and saying this looks like Metro. Guys, this is the series that inspired Metro, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. This was way before Metro. Um,
Was. Can
yeah,
I ask a question? Was
yeah,
the first what? So the first Stalker game came out on only on
PC.
Windows, right?
Yep,
Got it. Okay.
2007. And the other interesting thing is this is called Stalker 2, even though we have a trilogy before this, so I'm not even sure how canonically that works. Anyways, it looked good. At least they showed gameplay, which is more than what we could say for a lot of trailers. Um, Moving on to Starfield. Starfield was a game that most people are expecting at this point to come out, if not this year, then at least next year. It's Bethesda's next big, pretty much Skyrim in space type of game. Uh, Biggest surprise to me, believe it or not, this is going to be exclusive to Xbox, which you can argue that some people might have seen coming. I didn't know for such a big release like this they would skip PlayStation entirely, but yeah, apparently that's the case. Xbox and I guess PC exclusive. That's a pretty big deal. That's Microsoft flexing, like I said, the studios that they bought up. Big. This is gonna be a big deal towards Microsoft. Um, People say that they're stupid for not keeping games exclusive to Xbox for also releasing it on PC, they don't realize that Microsoft doesn't care. They don't have to make money on Xbox. They make money either way. Steam pays royalties to Microsoft because it's a signed app on Windows. Uh, and obviously Microsoft Store and Game Pass are both money makers on PC as well. Anything to say so far? Starfield, any thoughts? Bethesda?
I don't, no, I don't. I'm not too familiar with a lot. I haven't, believe it or not, I haven't played a lot of Bethesda's stuff. Maybe
Okay.
not even, maybe only one game in my life. Just not a developer I'm familiar with, just
Okay.
to be honest.
We'll get to the point in the presentation where you'll have a lot of input and you'll know when exactly. So let me get through
Yes,
the other
sir.
stuff first. Um,
Yes, sir.
Contraband is a game that is being made by Avalanche Studios. Now they're best known for the Just Cause series, if you're familiar with that.
Ooh. Yeah,
Lots of
yeah.
fun, lots of open world free roam destruction. It's basically fucking an action movie, as close as you can get to being in an action movie. Um, no gameplay though, unfortunately, but you know it's still in its conceptual stages, I guess. Next up, we had Sea of Thieves Jack Sparrow expansion, which was very surprising. I don't know about you, but it sounded to me like they actually got Johnny Depp to voice the guy. It didn't seem like
Not telling.
sorry, yeah, right.
It was hard to tell. I remember watching the trailer and I'm like, is that him? I don't know. Is that him? It
They
was
can
hard to I think
certainly,
it's him.
yeah, they can certainly afford him. If it's not him, then it's a really good, it's a really good copy.
Do you remember Kingdom Hearts 2? That actor, that voice actor who voiced Jack Sparrow wasn't half bad. He was pretty
Not
good.
that bad. No, I'm not familiar with that. It,
Yeah,
yeah,
he was pretty solid, the Kingdom Hearts 2 VA. I could be in like the minority. I might get stabbed in the comments or whatever, but that's okay. It might
yeah.
have been him. I don't know. I don't know.
As long as it fits the character. I mean, I
I'm
don't care
okay
too
with it,
much.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
would be cool if
We'll
it's
be
actually
fine.
him. I have a feeling it's actually him. Um,
That's cool.
yeah. Moving on. Back for Blood, which is the spiritual sort of sequel to the Left 4 Dead series. Saw more gameplay. I believe this is also Xbox slash PC exclusive, at least timed.
Yeah.
Um, Valve, from what I know, Valve does not have any direct involvement with this game, but they have their support, I guess. Um, and I believe, I'm not sure about this, that the Left 4 Dead developers are working on this.
I
That
think
that's
so.
that's not confirmed. I have to do my research for that. Okay, next big thing, more Halo Infinite news, more reveals. Biggest thing that came to me as a surprise, the multiplayer component of Halo Infinite is going to be free.
Oh,
That's not a move I saw coming because I know a lot of people like the multiplayer of Halo and maybe even buy it for that point, but I guess you're only paying for a campaign, which is an interesting move. I assume it's still restricted to the Game Pass sort of paywall, but interesting and probably better move. I'm not sure if it's free on PC as well because you don't pay for online on PC. Maybe you just pay for Game Pass. So interesting, very interesting. Um, this is the big thing that you would be into. So we got more, or I guess I'm not sure if this was announced already, but we got a pretty lengthy, almost 20-minute presentation on the Square Enix's upcoming Guardians of the Galaxy single player game. I want to know what your thoughts are because I've been talking for a while now.
uh, okay. First off, from a glance, what I want to say is that people initially thought, oh, you're gonna get to play everybody.
Yeah,
Not the case.
yeah,
We
that's
just
true.
only get to play as Peter Quill. It's got a Mass Effect flavor to it.
You only get to order your allies around.
Yeah, and which is honestly, I'm okay with it. It's kind of cool that Peter Quill is the main guy,
Yeah.
that you get to play as Star-Lord.
What did you think about his appearance?
It was all fine. I'm okay with it all. It's just that every character, like the Guardians, have changed over time thanks to the movies. They're keeping more in line with the movie appearances, I think. Um, Peter Quill, he used to look dramatically different, but nonetheless, um, I like I just like the whole idea. I'm a fan of it. I've watched Mass Effect cutscenes, I've watched gameplay. I never got to play the Mass Effect series, unfortunately, but you know me. I love my comics and I love the Guardians. Who doesn't? That and see, it's funny. That statement I just said would not have applied before the movies and before
That's
a
true.
certain run of the comics. It wouldn't. Nobody would. There was a time nobody gave a shit about the Guardians of the Galaxy, and I hate to say that, but it was the truth. Nobody cared.
Absolutely.
And the movies changed that, but also I have to give credit to one writer, Dan Abnett. He wrote a super good Guardians run, and you can thank him for like the cosmic Marvel stuff in the comics that you now see being sort of used in the movies a little bit. So I could see it drawing from maybe Dan Abnett's story. I don't know. I'm not too
To
sure where that's gonna go, but
to be fair, pre MCU, nobody gave a shit about 90% of Marvel properties,
absolutely,
except for Spider Man. The
yeah,
only thing
nobody
that was
cared
in the
about Iron
mainstream
Man.
was Spider Man.
Iron Man. Everybody's like Iron Man. I don't give a fuck
Iron
about
Man,
Iron Man. And then if you say that to people now, they go, "Oh, could you?" I'm like, dude, unless you like I cared about Iron Man because I knew the comics. So like, if you
right.
didn't know, you didn't care about. You didn't know Iron Man. He was a B-list
Exactly.
hero.
Yeah.
He was B-list. Nobody cared about Iron Man. But I'm ranting. Anyway, yeah, I agree with you. The MCU sort of took characters that nobody gave a crap about and made them
To their credit.
home names. They're home names
We
now.
don't give a ton of credit to the MCU, but that's something I do give them credit for.
Yeah,
May,
absolutely. I
yeah.
think they handle they found a groove and they're rolling with the groove,
Yeah.
you know. And the shows right now that they put out are a bit different, but anyway, I'm appreciative of the differences in the shows compared to the movies, but that's another topic. Anyway, am I excited for this game? Conclusion is yes, I think many people are. Will I pre-order? No, I don't do that
No,
usually.
no point
Yeah, I don't see the
if you're
point.
buying digital, especially.
And also, it's fair to be skeptical because Square Enix really botched the initial, like, even now, I think they're still botching the Avengers stuff, like the whole Spider-Man exclusivity. And not only that, but they gave Spider-Man a release date for like January of 2021. Dude, we still haven't seen Spider-Man. Nobody knows where he is. He's out in the abyss. I think he's still in development. So it's like, it's hard to trust them, you know?
Yeah.
They're trying their best to fix the Avengers, but you set up a bad precedent with what you did. So it's hard. I'm in the middle now. You know, I'm excited, but I'm also really like tentative. So that's my stance.
It is an interesting choice of licensing. I assume because of their previous collaborations with Disney on the Kingdom Hearts series that they got the
Yeah,
Marvel license.
that's right.
For speaking from a game developer's perspective, that wouldn't have been my first choice.
Same.
There's a lot of other studios that do third person action really well,
Yep.
but whatever. That's that's beyond our control. For me, looks fine. Honestly, the most interesting part of the presentation was when you get to make the choices during the
Yeah.
dialogue, and it actually
Yeah.
affects the path of the gameplay. And
Yep.
that there wasn't a ton of choices, but at least if you're playing the game a second time around, you can choose the other option and see how that pans out. I like
That's true.
replayability like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Spider-Man Web of Shadows did that. You remember Web of Shadows?
Yeah, I remember
They
Web of
had that
Shadows.
replayability too.
What I
Yeah.
remember
I
about
love
Web
that.
of Shadows is
Infamous had it too.
the first fucking cutscene is Spidey walking like
Yeah. Yeah.
depressed to Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata. I thought that was so
Yeah.
weird. But as a
Yeah.
music
And there's
nerd,
like
that was
shield helicarriers are
yeah.
crashing, gunfire fires everywhere,
That's
and
how
he's just
every
salty.
Spider-Man game should start.
Yeah, what a weird start to a game. But yeah, Infamous had that too, the replayability with the
That's
two
true.
sides and
That's
stuff.
true.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cool stuff, man. I love it.
Yeah, so looking forward to Guardians, as you said. Not something I'd pre-order or even fucking pay full price for, to be honest. But I'm sure people out there will be very much into it.
I think I can pay full price either, and I'm a big fan, you know me.
That's cool.
I just don't
That's cool.
think I'm too concerned. I gotta wait and see, man. Uh,
Square Enix hangs over that game like the fucking M Bison in Street Fighter 2 posters.
yeah, yeah, they do, man.
That's the only thing I'm skeptical of. Anyways,
Maybe they'll redeem themselves. I don't know. Anyway, go
who
on.
knows? Next big news in comic book slash video games. as you mentioned, Avengers video game getting a huge, frankly, expansion in the form of Black Panther. Um, Free update.
Mhm.
Surprisingly, this is well, like what you said. Maybe they're trying to fix it. Maybe they're trying to get more people interested. Because as of right now, I don't know many people who are still playing that game, or uh, even diehard fans of comics. I don't know many that are
I
that
haven't played it yet,
that has an
and I
interest in
own
this
a
game.
copy. And I
That
own a
is
copy.
that is insane. Yeah, that tells you pretty much the state of the reception of this game. Anyways,
Ugh,
but looks good from what I've seen. They didn't show a ton. They didn't show as much as Guardians.
no. Yeah.
It's a free update, for people who already own the game. I'm not sure if this will convince more people to buy the game, but for people who already own the game, this could be a potentially cool thing. What do you think?
It's didn't they lose like millions and millions on this game? It's gonna be. I hate to say this. It might be a lost cause. I don't want to be so down on it, but I feel like there's a critical period in which if you don't do something, you lose them. You
First
lose
few
people, and
first few months, I'd say, of the game.
yeah,
Yeah.
and because people live busy lives, they're not gonna like once they turn their back, it's hard to get them back to turn back towards you.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean Black Panther's just a dope pick, but I just wonder if it's too much, too late. You know what I mean?
Do you almost think this would have worked better as a standalone game?
No, I don't think. Again, I think it's like if it was Square Enix's name behind it, people are going to be so skeptical.
That's right.
Yeah, and yeah, if it was
Ag-
standalone and it had the same like engine, graphics, whatever, you're
that's
looking
right.
at trouble. So
Again, not my first company of choice to make a comic book third person action game. I can think of
mine
far
either.
better developers more suitable
Yeah,
with a better resume of those types of games for that
yeah,
genre. If you want a modern example, fucking what's the one that made Spider Man? Insomniac.
Insomniac. Yeah.
Use them. Use the Arkham guys, Rocksteady. You know,
Oh,
I mean, I guess they have a deal with DC, but
yeah.
I'm just this is off the top of my head. I can
No, they're
probably
both
come up
great.
with more companies that have a better resume for this stuff than Square
Like you
Enix.
agree, you don't first think of Square Enix to
No,
handle a Marvel
no,
property.
the
That's like the
last the
last.
last thing.
It's the last thing I think of.
Pretty much they only have it because of their existing relationship with Disney and
Yeah,
on
and I'm
Kingdom
not
Hearts. Is it?
knocking the people that work there. God bless you, them, because they probably work
No,
hard. But
because
it's
they
just,
make JRPGs and they're very good at it, and they don't have to do fucking everything. They make Tomb
yeah.
Raider, which is great, but it's not Square Enix. It's a developer that they own. It's Eidos.
Can I just make a comment? It felt like Avengers, like halfway through development, made a drastic change, and my lack of sleep brain is not able to like properly articulate that, like what the exact change was. But you could see that their vision got like switched. You could tell something went awry in development. Not a like, I don't know if it was a negative way it went awry, but they went a different direction. I think that just shot themselves in the foot. You should have just kept up with your original vision. Maybe. I don't know.
That
I
you
don't
know
know.
what? That
Just a theory.
stinks of fucking studio intervention, which what Marvel is the best out of.
I've heard rumors, not ever confirmed. They're always rumors until confirmation, but Marvel has been really awful to deal with when it comes to their IPs and their characters. For example,
I
in
wouldn't be
Marvel vs.
surprised.
Capcom 3's development, the Capcom devs and team wanted Kingpin, but Marvel wouldn't let them use Kingpin. They wanted them. So instead, we got MODOK, which
Who gives a shit about
I'm sorry to
Moda?
say, at the time, even, yeah,
Is that the guy with
people,
the
it would
big
have been,
face? Yeah,
yes. And he's in
he's a,
Marvel's Avengers
he's
now,
a
funny enough.
goofy
So
ass character, bro.
MODOK is it's just these so this is the sort of studio interference. They would just say, you can't use that character. You can't use that character. You can't use that character. You would hear about this.
King
Like
King,
there's go look it up online. Type
King
in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, like like not studios, but just Marvel interference. It's just not good to deal with, apparently. Capcom had a rough time, man. Oh,
um,
Green Goblin! They wanted Green Goblin in the game. They didn't put Green Goblin.
both of them are. not only more infinitely more iconic choices for a Marvel fighting game, but also from a fighting game gameplay standpoint make more sense than fucking MODOK.
I don't know, man.
That's
Anyways,
Marvel for you.
listen, I'm a Marvel head, but I'll roast them when I have to.
Yeah,
It's just
absolutely.
they deserve it if they do that shit, man.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Moving on, one of the funniest reveal trailers that I saw during the Xbox presentation was the Outer Worlds 2 release trailer. I don't know if you caught it. It was I laughed out loud. Basically did a trailer like a generic trailer, with the narration saying, "Oh, this is the whoosh that happens in every trailer, which shows the big world. This is all the stuff that you're not gonna see in the game." I thought it was funny. But yeah, I am excited to see Outer Worlds 2 announced. I think Outer Worlds 1 was really, really great. Really a return to the more RPG elements of these first person science fiction Fallout type games. Um, Looking forward to Outer Worlds 2, yeah, not much else I want to say. Uh, Next up, I believe this was in the Square Enix presentation. By the way, guys, for the sake of brevity, I'm not going over every single announcement, only the things that stuck in my mind. Um, I forgot the name of this thing. It was so generic. It was basically the Final Fantasy One reimagining. If you want to say reboot or reimagining, it was. Um, the thing I remember the most about is a team of three that were going on to fight Chaos or whatever is the first boss of Final Fantasy One. The the two teammates looked like they were belonged in that world. The main protagonist was wearing a looked like he fucking went to Blue Navy and stepped out with the black T-shirt and jeans.
oh my god,
He did not fit in the Final Fantasy universe.
in your word for it, you probably didn't. I didn't see it.
Like man looked like he went to H&M on a sale.
Yeah, oh my god, it's like a H&M fire sale. Everything
Yeah,
must go. Okay. Yeah,
yeah. That's what I remember. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name. It was so
that's
generic.
okay.
I imagine someone is looking forward to this. Um, I'm not too opposed to this. I know people talk about remakes and remasters. Final Fantasy One is a game that's nobody's gonna be interested in playing because it's so outdated and old school. You can totally take that idea and remake it and reimagine it into a modern day game. It's gonna be different enough so that it's not retreading on old ideas. So I'm not opposed to this in theory. It's
Good
all it
point.
all
You
it,
make
yeah.
yeah.
It all depends on how Square Enix handles it. It's a fucking
Ah,
coin toss.
oh boy.
Alright, let us move on to the days that you had a chance to be watching. What can you
I
start
had
us off with?
I covered Monday and Tuesday. So Monday, let me go with Capcom.
Alright.
Uh, just listen. It's for me, it's lackluster. If you like, uh,
I don't think you're
Ace
alone.
Attorney, huh? Sorry.
I don't think you're alone in that assessment.
Yeah. Well, thank God. But if you like Ace Attorney and Monster Hunter, sure.
I
Like
like Ace Attorney.
Ace Attorney is basically getting what is like. Oh yeah. By the way, let me say, like Resident Evil Village, they're like our DLC is in development. I'm like, thank you,
Okay.
thanks, great. A Great Ace Attorney Chronicles is coming out July 27th, and that compiles like two older Great Ace Attorney games from 2015 and 2017, which only came out in Japan locally, right? And now they're porting them out onto like PC, PS4, Switch.
Okay.
Then there's like a Monster Hunter 2 spin-off title, like it's called Monster Hunter Stories 2 or Stories 2 Wings of Ruin, and that's like a sequel to the first one that's dropping on July 9th, Switch and PC. And
Sure.
they just reminded us. They say, "Hey, Street Fighter's a thing." I'm like, "Thanks, man. Thank you." We will probably won't hear about Street Fighter 6 till December of 2021 or even next E3, I bet you. I'm gonna
The,
assume late 2022 will be a Street Fighter 6 release. That's my guesstimate.
These dudes are one bad Street Fighter game away from losing
Oh,
their credibility in the fighting game community. Like,
rumor,
people
rumor.
have had enough, bro.
I gotta tell you a rumor. Apparently, they fired the original. Not apparently. I think it's actually been even confirmed. Yoshinori Ono, which was the original director, I think he got kicked off the team completely as director, and they replaced him with another individual who her name escapes me.
Not surprised.
But she's completely revamping the game, and so that pushes back the release date significantly. They didn't like what Ono was doing. And then again, there's been rumors of how Ono has handled things and whatever, but I don't think that's a topic
He's
for now.
had more than a fair chance at this point.
He has. They
Look
must.
look at
Yeah.
Capcom's fighting game output in the past generation. Marvel
Oh,
vs. Capcom Infinite and Street Fighter Five.
oh,
You're kidding.
just, just, I, just. Oh my God, Infinite was the biggest sad thing.
Infinite
Oh my God.
was a tragedy.
Holy crap, dude. That is
I
the biggest
I
tragedy.
should have seen the big red flag when they said something about the gems, the Infinity gems or whatever.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, I
That was
love.
their throwback to Marvel superheroes, man. Like, as Marvel superheroes use the gems too, but listen, Infinite's actually a good game. It's just presented in crap. It's like presentation's crap, dude. Just it just and they made pitfalls along the way with how they released like the demo they had, and I remember anyway, I feel like I'm just harping on about Capcom getting off track, but you guys get my point. They've disappointed me, so
I feel like
I think
SF5 is in the same boat. I mean, if you dig down enough, there's probably a decent game in there.
there
Uh,
is. But
but
the netcode is
the
garbage.
netcode is garbage. The way they handled the characters and DLC is
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
terrible. Most famously, Kuma, who came free in Tekken, is a paid character in Street Fighter Five. I find that hilarious. Uh,
Yeah. That's when you know.
that's you know, yeah,
Yeah. So Capcom, no offense, man, but I did not like what you put out, but other
no.
people might. Anyway, I want to talk about 2K. 2K apparently is publishing like a fantasy-themed Borderlands spin-off called Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. If
Oh,
you
I've
played
heard,
Borderlands,
yeah, I
yeah,
heard
you
about
know who
this.
that is.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was announced at Summer Games Fest, but it was brought up again here. So I just want to add that. It wasn't an E3 announcement technically, like first seen here, but and then they also brought up again like their Civ 6 bundle that's going to come out. So
cool.
good for Civ fans. I know someone who plays Civ who I'm tight with, and he should be happy. Me, unfortunately, I don't care. So
Same.
I care about the Tiny Tina stuff though. That because I play Borderlands, so I care about that.
All right, that's
Will
good.
I get it right away? I don't think so, but I would like to play it at some point. Um,
Cool.
and they got like, didn't they get good actors for the voice actors for that game? Can't remember.
I wouldn't
But
know, but I
nonetheless,
do know that Borderlands have always had good voice acting talent.
yes, definitely.
Yeah.
And then there's like a smaller dev called Freedom Games. They had a crap ton of like games they announced like games like, and I just want to give them a shout out because why not? Cat Cafe Manager, and I like cats, so that sounds like fun. Other games like Slaughter League,
Did you
Dark
say
Deity.
Cat Cafe Manager?
Yeah, yeah. One Lonely Outpost apparently is coming out early 2021. It has like Stardew and they're, smaller team, smaller dev. Yeah, let's see what they put out. I don't know. But I just
So,
wanted to give them,
always a good idea to give shoutouts to a smaller dev. They could always use
yeah,
the
in
recognition.
comparison to all these, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Now I want to move into Tuesday, as we
Alright.
start to wrap this up.
Getting into the meat and potatoes of Nintendo's presentation.
Nintendo went deep,
Oh, yeah.
deep. So we got a lot of release dates. First off, I'm excited as hell for WarioWare. Get it together. Now, I love WarioWare. People don't know this. I think you might not have even known until now. I'm a big fan. I played the GBA version, the DS version, the GameCube version of the games.
You are Vario.
I am Wario. There's a Photoshop my friend did of me where I got blue shelled to death. They kept shoving blue shells up my ass in Mario Kart, and I went from first to like last, right? And I sat there and I didn't drop the GameCube controller. I just sat there petrified like this, like, and they caught a side angle of my face. and they edited on Wario's mustache and a hat
Mustache, yeah.
on me and the nose.
That's hilarious.
When you said that, you reminded me. Like I was petrified. Like I just sat there, like what just happened to me, dude? And then we played Mario Party, and I got the same luck, just constant death, just getting
Yeah.
fucked up by Bowser, Bowser fisting me. Oh, you just name it. Anyways, you reminded me of that awful night. It was fun, but I got fucked up.
I do like
Anyway,
bringing up bad memories for you.
yeah, that's funny.
It's one of my favorite things to do.
um, I never played the Wii version of WarioWare like that game, but I would like to try this game. It has online too, apparently, so I'm excited for that. I would like to. This is the game I'm most interested in playing. This seems like it would be hella fun. What do you think? Have you played War?
I have not played WarioWare. I know the GBA one was pretty interesting because the cartridge came with, I believe, an accelerometer, so all the mini games actually fucking used motion controls. I thought that was pretty cool. That was when you could just add shit to cartridges. Like you can't do that with CDs or discs right now, but
No, yeah.
that was the weird
Um,
time. Like the cartridges would have fucking batteries and clocks and
yep.
photo sensors. I'm not making that up.
No, he's not. He's spot on.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I'm excited for WarioWare. That's my number one thing I'm excited for. I know it's a weird choice when you see what else I'm about to say. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. I used to have Pearl on the DS. I still have my copy. Late 2021. I played the OG DS version, but it's not a must buy for me. I feel like I played the game. I don't want to play the remake. That's just me. I gotta ask. Somebody's like, "You gonna get it, man? We're getting it." Two people. I love you guys, by the way. I'm just telling the people what you guys asked me. I'm like, I'm not interested.
Hmm.
But those Pokemon fans that are diehards, they're gonna get it. Good for them, dude.
There's gonna be
Good for
some people that you know
Yeah.
are gonna get both the games.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Fucking
Good for them.
insane.
Enjoy it. If you love it, you love it.
Whatever. Who am I to judge?
Oh, The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword remake. That's coming out July
Looking
16th.
forward to it. Skyward Sword was a game that a lot of people overlooked on the Wii because of the forced motion controls.
Right.
Also
Yep.
because it was at the end of the Wii's life cycle, so a lot of people ignored it in favor of the upcoming consoles.
Yeah, it was
I
2011. It was like right
yeah
at the end.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's has its fair criticisms. It's fairly easy. It's fairly held hand holding. Um, Motion controls can be wonky, I guess, but I do say I did enjoy my time with Skyward Sword. It was interesting enough to complete, and it is very important in the Zelda canon, from a chronological
I did not
standpoint.
know that part about the
Yeah,
canon.
yeah.
Interesting.
So we're
Um,
definitely looking forward to replay it. Will I pay full price for it? Probably not. Then again, Nintendo games, there's not much point in waiting.
they don't mark
They
it
rarely
down.
drop. Yeah.
What the hell, man?
If people are gonna buy it,
I
why should they
guess.
drop it down?
Yeah, because they're like, you're not gonna get it anywhere
You're not
else.
gonna get it
So
anywhere else.
fuck
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Pay me 80.
Basically, yeah.
That's fucked up. I'm sorry, I gotta say that. I don't like it,
Oh
but
yeah.
whatever. My voice
Um.
doesn't matter.
Yeah. Anything else
Anyway.
you got for Nintendo?
Oh, I
Yeah.
mean, it just goes on.
Let's
There's
keep
so
going.
much. Breath of the Wild sequel, 2022.
Yep.
That's huge. Dude, I know people that first Breath of the Wild, um, they would snort that game. They would crush that game up and snort it if they could. It's that content filled
Yeah.
and like there's so much to it that I know people that were hooked on it, just playing it, playing it, playing it, playing it. I don't know. I'm not familiar with Zelda. I played one Zelda game on the DS, and that was the extent of my Zelda
That
dipping.
is
And the worst one, right?
probably, yeah.
Yeah. See, I chose the worst one, and I didn't hate it, but I wasn't. It didn't get me. So anyway, but yeah, this game, it's just good news. I'm sure those people will be happy. I bet you it'll be a good game too. Wouldn't be surprised. It'll be a 5-year dev cycle for it or something at that point, 2022. So, or
20,
4-year dev
yeah,
cycle
well,
rather.
people are saying that Breath of the Wild, since it came launched with the Switch, the next one is gonna come launch with the Switch Pro, if there is such a thing. I'm
You're right. You're probably right.
skeptical at this point. Switch is doing really well. I don't know if they will want to do a hardware refresh at this point, but who knows, man. 4K
You're
TVs,
still,
4K TVs are becoming a dime a dozen, and Nintendo's gotta step up at some point.
yes, they do. And the Switch sold like hotcakes when COVID hit.
Yeah,
like crazy.
Animal
Same way
Crossing had a lot to
PS5's
do with
were.
that.
What did, sorry?
Animal Crossing had a lot to do with
Oh
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And it's a good game apparently, Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
I played again, the only Animal Crossing I played was the GameCube and DS one.
Yeah.
Um, the OG GameCube one. Anyway, this is the one where I had goosebumps watching this trailer, and I don't know why. Because I sat there, I'm like, why am I getting goosebumps? It's when I perked up when I saw they announced. I got a call. They're like, did you see Kazuya got announced for Kazuya Mishima of Tekken fame got announced for Smash Brothers Ultimate, and I got a call, and I was told about it. And if he's listening to the podcast, he knows who he is. Called me anyway. So June 28th, we're gonna find out more about Kazuya in the game. But they did him justice, dude. That trailer, he's got everything. Now I'm gonna
Yeah.
gush a little bit. He's got the Mishima Flash Punch combo. He's got the Wave Dash Axe Kick. He's got the 10 hit combo, which
They got it.
everybody knows.
S-
I think they nailed it. Hell
Smash, to
Sweep
their
links.
favor, always does justice to the character that they add in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryu Ken were good. Terry was good.
Terry was great. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's great. I'm not even like annoyed at this trailer one bit. And they have like the Tekken dick jab. The dick jab is like a low hitting jab. That's what they call it. That's the term. Shoot fireworks at me. Um, he has the glorious Demon God Fist. That's seriously the name. He's got his throws. The icing on the cake is they gave him his devil form, and I don't even know. Like I had no idea. I got goosebumps watching. I'm like, why am I getting goosebumps? It's probably because I like Tekken so much. Nonetheless, they added Heihachi. His dad is in the. They added a stage, the Mishima Dojo stage, and
Cool.
Heihachi's in it. And you don't play as Heihachi, but I saw him in it. And the ending of that trailer was just funny because he throws Kirby off the cliff,
Yeah.
and Kirby just flies
Lots
away.
of
And I'm like,
that.
that's great. I loved it. They played it so dark up until Kirby. You know what I mean? So, hey, I'm not interested in playing Ultimate. If I ever play Ultimate, you know who I'm gonna pick.
I play Ultimate,
Done.
and I like Tekken, so this is perfect for me.
Yeah, I now I have like I have more reason to, and it's gonna be easier for me to choose a character if I play casually with people now. It's like,
There
who
you
are you
go.
gonna play? I'll play Kazuya
Cause
because he's the
yeah.
most like who I know.
You know what's funny? People said we got the unofficial Street Fighter Cross Tekken
Yeah.
sequel in the form of
Oh my God,
Smash.
you're right. We got Capcom versus SNK versus Namco.
Versus Namco.
What the
The
heck?
unofficial thing in Smash of all
Yeah.
places.
And Smash, and they did a good job.
Yeah.
So
So I have a couple thoughts about this.
go ahead.
For one
Yeah.
reason, great pick. It makes a lot more sense to have fighting game characters in a fighting game, um,
Oh boy.
as opposed to some other choices. What I was worried about Smash is the abundance of Fire Emblem characters in the game. It's getting ridiculous. We don't
Yeah.
need any more Fire Emblem. We don't need more sword dudes or gals. We have enough. For pro Smash players who actually play that character, they might see differences. For me, they all look the fucking same. They all have
So whatever.
the same parry when they counter whatever attack you have. Enough. We have enough. It's not a Fire Emblem fighting game. Okay,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, I
Smash.
agree. Some people would, by the way, some people would get pissed at you for
I
calling it a
don't care.
fighting game. Apparently, Sakurai thinks it's not a fighting game. Apparently, in an interview,
Okay, whatever.
did he say that verbatim? I don't know. I don't even want to debate it because it's a nasty thing because you can have both sides just clashing back and forth.
It's an
Listen,
Evo. That's good enough for me.
yeah, that's fine, fair enough. I don't want to comment any further like about that topic about like is it not? But what else did I agree with? Oh, one more thing was like I thought that it wasn't gonna be Kazuya. I thought it was gonna be Jin. If they ever added a character, I thought it's gonna be Jin
That's
Kazama.
I've heard that too.
I was like, I was like,
Yeah,
because I was thinking they would capitalize on Tekken 3
on the
fame,
more
right?
iconic
Everyone talks about,
character. Yeah.
dude, I know Tekken 3, man. Like, I would sit in lectures and I would, if they saw a Tekken thing on my phone, they're
That's
like,
so funny
I
the
had,
way you
I had,
said it. Dude, Tekken 3,
no,
man.
I had like Iranian people going, hey, Jin Kazama, you know, I know Jin Paul Phoenix. I'm like, yeah, I mean, that's
Dude, you
them.
said it like people are dealing Tekken 3 like it's a drug. Like, dude, I got
Oh
Tekken
yeah,
3,
like,
man.
dude, I know Tekken 3. I'm like, yeah, great. Everybody knows Tekken 3. Good for
Everybody.
you. It's a good game. It's
That
fun, but
that
it's
goes into my second point. People in
yeah.
North America might be confused about this choice of Smash DLC. You have to understand, Tekken is fucking huge in Asia. Tekken is a household name where I come from. and it's huge in Japan where arcades still exist. So this makes absolute sense if you look outside of your perspective for once.
Yes. Yeah.
I think it's a great choice.
No complaints though. I like Kazuya more than Jin. That's just me. So I can't even complain.
Yeah.
But anyway, let me throw us into the next thing. Mario Party Superstars. That's taking Nintendo 64, GameCube, Wii past games for the Switch, and it just throws them all into this one game. And you get to play all the old boards. They're called boards, not levels. And yeah, it's just Mario Party with online, dude. Like that's huge.
That's big.
I'm very
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah.
I love Mario Party. Love Mario Party, dude. I love it so much. And I saw old mini games from Mario Party 2 in there, like when you stretch their faces, or like I don't want to confirm that, but yeah, you could see old stuff there, and I was just it was a great thing to see.
Cool.
And speaking of Namco, Namco didn't have much, guys.
No.
And it's quick to go through. They announced a creepy game, and I hate scary games. You know me, I'm the
Was
biggest
it?
wuss.
Oh, Fatal Frame.
Well, no, House of Ashes.
House of Ashes. Okay.
Yeah, latest game in this anthology, the Dark Pictures anthology. That's October 22nd, around spooky Halloween time.
I'll look into
Um,
that. I like horror games.
and I am the exact opposite. I'll play a horror game like this. Anyway, same thing with movies. I'll watch a movie like that. It's set in the Iraq War. You can choose the difficulty. Unlike the previous game, I'm just gonna add these details because people who may want to know. Comes out on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and the Series S, and of course, game. Do you know anything about this anthology, or I'm just curious?
Dark Pictures Anthology? I feel like Alone in the Dark is that? Is
I
that?
think
Or am I
so.
thinking? Or am I way off? I
I'm not
have no
sure.
idea, man.
I have
It
no
sounds
idea about
sounds
this.
familiar though. That
Yeah, I'm not gonna
s-
lie to you guys. I just don't know much.
s-
Now,
yeah.
Namco's doing the classic thing to do. They're taking Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, which I am about to purchase as we speak because it's super on sale, super cheap. If you want Kakarot, there's a huge Namco Bandai developer sale going on Steam right now. I had the hard
Kakarot.
read. I'm like, I want Kakarot, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I know they're gonna go on sale, and it did. So go check it out, because I'm about to yell at Namco at the end of this announcement. They announced Kakarot for a Switch port, and they do this for the Dragon Ball Z games. They wait a year and a half, and they put them on a Switch. Like Fighter Z, I think did Xenoverse 2 get a Switch port? I don't think so.
I
I'm
think so.
almost tempted to say
I think
yes. I
so.
think it did. Anyway, Xenoverse 2.
And you know they're gonna
Uh,
charge full price.
oh, absolutely, absolutely. They don't. This is where I'm about to roast them. Get ready. So that's the classic thing they do. Now Namco, God fucking damn it, lower the price of your older games. Why is
Sounds like
Xenoverse 2 without the sale? The sale's on now. Without the sale, why is Xenoverse 2 from 2016? Why is it still $70, $60? Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This might bite me in the ass later. I don't know. I don't know. But
oh,
just
that's good.
be reasonable. That game is 4.5 years old, and you were still charging full price. And the DLC is ridiculous. It's a fucking DLC mania in Xenoverse 2. Ultra Pack 1, Ultra Pack 2, Super Pack 1, Super Pack 2. And it just goes on and on and on. I'm like, this game is just a DLC fest, man. And some of the characters, the DLC characters, are objectively so broken compared to like the stock characters. Like
I
Broly, full
I
power Super
I
Saiyan. He
hate
hits a grab that goes like half screen. He just lunges at you. It's like
I hate
what
when
the
they
hell,
do
man?
that, man. I fucking hate
They
it.
haven't nerfed him yet. I play Xenoverse 2 on my stream. Oh, shameless plug. I stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/radicus underscore. Okay, but I
I'll add
play the
that
crap out
link.
of that game.
Yeah.
But fuck, like guys, and you're charging DLC up the ass. It's ridiculous. Get a grip. At least you have a dev sale now. Please, guys, if you're even thinking about getting these games, you want to wait a year? No, go get it now. You're thinking about maybe I want Xenoverse 2. Do it now. Do me a favor, go get it now.
Hmm.
While it's cheap.
Yeah.
Okay? Worth, no offense. It's such a repetitive game. I don't think it's worth the full price unless you got people to play with. Playing it alone is like nails on a chalkboard. You don't want to do it.
Gotcha.
You don't want to do it. Sorry, I had to rant. I'm tired as shit, but I had to rant.
No, that was hilarious.
Namco, I'm sorry. I just got to be honest with the people.
They're okay.
Okay?
They're a big company. They're not starving.
They don't care about me. Who am
Yeah,
I?
yeah.
Anyway,
Okay, thank you for that. Capping off on the Nintendo presentation, pretty disappointed. As you know, this is the 35th anniversary of Zelda. Pretty disappointed that they didn't bring up any mention of getting the old games on there. The old N64, which is some of the best Zelda games in the franchise, Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time. Um, would have liked to see that, at least the 3DS ports that they already remastered it for 3DS. You just have to put it on Switch and bump the resolution up. Come on, Nintendo. They also remastered two of the console games, Twilight Princess, which is my personal favorite in the series, Fight Me, and Wind Waker. Uh,
that's the one.
Wind Waker is regarded by a lot of people as the best in the franchise. Just bring it on the Switch, Nintendo. You already remastered. You already did 90% of the work. You have to put the fucking game on Switch. It's it's the 35th anniversary. It's a great time to do it. Switch is on a good momentum right now. I don't know. Maybe they don't want to oversaturate it, but
I don't know. That's just,
whatever.
didn't you and I talk about how we feel sometimes these Japanese developers can be a bit stubborn?
Yeah, absolutely.
I and it feels like they're stuck in old ways and old
Yeah,
ways of thinking sometimes. I hate to say that, but I think
it's
this is
true.
an argument many people have. They seem almost I just this sounds rude. I'm sorry if it does. They're um they're bullheaded. They just think that it's Japan and Japan versus the world. Almost. Sometimes it feels like that when
Sometimes,
they think.
yeah. Certainly for Nintendo, that applies. Nintendo is very
Yes,
eccentric
Nintendo
with its
specifically.
choices. Yeah,
Yeah. So maybe things will change. I don't know. It's the old guard that probably causes this. The suits, the old guard.
yeah.
Remember, guys, don't be too harsh on the devs all the time. Publisher can do quite a
It's
lot. So,
publishers. Yeah.
yeah, please be nice to devs a bit more,
I
if
am
possible.
sure the devs themselves would want nothing more than their game to be available on every possible platform that can run it.
Yes.
It's it's always the
Yeah.
publishers that.
Always the publishers. The suits, man. The suits.
Anyways, other big glaring omission for me personally that I saw neither in the Xbox presentation nor the Nintendo one is the lack of Persona ports. Frankly, Persona 3, where is it? Persona 5? Come
Yeah.
on, you already got Persona 4 on Steam, so that obviously tells me that the whatever Sony exclusivity PS2 deal that they have is long dead. Get 3 and 5 on here. Like, come on. Oh, you know what's stupid? Persona 5 Strikers is a sequel slash spin off to Persona 5, and it heavily depends on you having complete knowledge of Persona 5. It's on platforms like Switch and PC that don't have Persona 5.
Ah, don't like that.
Makes perfect sense. Yeah.
I've had that with games too, where it's like a complete different platform. You're like, please stop it. Stop this.
And it's funny, it's not the first time. Persona Q, which is kind of like the Avengers of Persona, where all the characters from all the different series come together,
Eh?
was on 3DS. That's a game that only people would understand if they played both Persona 3 and 4. And recently, because to be familiar with all the characters, and you put it on the 3DS, which has neither of those games.
Oh, do you remember on 3DS there was something called Project X Zone where like all these
Yeah,
characters
all the
crossed over?
Namco, yeah,
Namco, Capcom, everyone.
yeah, that was cool.
Sega was in it.
Yeah.
Dude, and it was like I think it got only released in Japan or
I
something.
believe the
The
first, at least the first one came here.
first one, the
I
second one
saw
definitely
it
didn't
at
come here.
an EB Games,
Okay, yeah,
which
you're
is
probably right.
GameStop in Canada.
They made a two and they didn't release it here. I'm like,
Yeah,
guys, I would, if I had a 3DS, I'd be drinking that game. That sounds like fun. All these characters interacting, like what?
yeah.
It was and the soundtrack is banging. Like
Mm.
they remix like classic themes from different games. Anyway, just there's some questionable stuff, man. I just don't
Questionable
get.
stuff for sure, for sure.
Yeah. Anyway,
Anything
um,
else from Nintendo noticeable? I think new Metroid 2D game got announced. I'm sure that
Um,
does something for someone.
There was a Metroid game, yeah, that
Yeah,
was, but I didn't think much of it, so I
same.
didn't bring it up. So,
Like I said, not going over every single announcement, but that
no,
I think
no,
that's basically it for Nintendo. Um,
yeah.
any other E3 developer that comes to mind?
I think I covered just about everything. There was, Rockstar, they just don't give a shit. They're like,
Oh,
we'll announce
Rockstar
when
is
we want to announce. They're
yeah.
they're big dick.
They have they
They're
have G
walking in
they
with a
have
big
GTA
dick in
5
front.
money, bro. They don't care. They don't. They're set
Oh
for
yeah,
life.
and they announced GTA 5 it's coming to Xbox Series.
And
Go
people will
fuck
buy it.
yourself. Go
And then
fuck yourself. Best
interesting,
selling game. Sorry.
yeah, an interesting move where most previous gen games are getting free updates for the next consoles. It's really weird that Rockstar never updated their games for the mid-gen console refreshes like Xbox One X and PS4 Pro. I guess they held back on purpose just because they could save the remaster and sell it again on Series X/PS5.
That
Rockstar's
game
gonna
is
rockstar.
Jesus Christ, guys,
And
please.
that's the thing with the capitalism. It's going in a weird direction.
That's
An
okay.
unlimited amount of money will not satisfy them. There always has to be more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. I want to smack a lot of these devs, bro. I kind of want to smack Rockstar
A
just
lot of
because
people do.
I'm personally annoyed with all these freaking GTA re-releases. I'm gonna smack the shit. You should be smacked. Rockstar, you should be smacked, and Namco, you should be smacked. And Nintendo, you should. All of you deserve to be smacked in your own way. I don't
Yeah.
care. I don't care. I don't care.
End of the wrapping up the discussion. What was your favorite presentation?
Nintendo.
Nintendo. Cool.
Yeah, I
Xbox
know.
for me.
Maybe that's not a popular thing, but yeah,
This is
Nintendo.
wild for me to say because Zelda is one of my favorite just things of all time. But Xbox, like I gotta say, Xbox won this one.
I even though the Guardian stuff, I still that wasn't enough to win me. So
Yeah.
sorry about that. Nintendo, I think hit in every different way.
Yeah,
Overall.
that's true. It was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Although,
that's
although,
yeah. What's
in a weird turn of events, Taylor Swift, huge fan, announced her next album remake slash re-release following her dispute with her old studio. It's the Red remake coming out in November. So technically, Taylor Swift won E3 for me.
I'm gonna spit out my water.
I was waiting for you to drink the water.
Oh God, I got a cramp in my ass cheek. Oh, I don't even know what happened. My whole body just malfunctioned there. I almost spit out my water and my left ass cheek cramped up. Jesus Christ. I'm alright though. I'll be okay. It's okay. My fat ass will be fine, guys. Don't worry.
That is what I'm looking forward to the most out of all these games and whatever.
Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift, any day.
Yeah. Looking forward to hitting the bed soon. That's what I'm looking forward
Let's wrap it up. This is a rather
I'm
long one.
fucked
We're
up.
hitting 1 hour.
Well, you know what? It was a lot to talk about. It's okay to have an anomaly.
That's true.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. But it's
Hey,
good though. We kind of just streamline. We just save people a lot of time, I think. Because if they're vacuuming and listening to us, you guys saved a lot of time.
there you go.
Yeah.
Hey, if anybody made it this far, thank you so much for listening. Hopefully it was informative. Hopefully you I guess most people into the gaming loop already follow this news, but hopefully you saw our perspectives and found it interesting. Um,
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
always, check us out on YouTube or on audio, Spotify, and Anchor. Um, follow us on Twitter, Instagram. Take care, everybody. Have a great weekend. I will see you next time.
Peace, people. Stay safe.
Bye.